All right, due to technical difficulties, you will not be able to see the greatest slideshow ever created, but you will see a tribute. So everybody, Katelyn.
All right, thanks for coming and checking out Veilid Revolution. I have no idea how to do that with the correct accent, but we're gonna pretend. My name is Katelyn Medusa Bowden. I'm a member of the Cult of the Dead Cow. I am just a lady who makes weird Furbies. And this is my friend Gibson. He is amazing. He runs Hackers.town Mastodon instance.
You may have seen our village this year over there. We've had a lot of good projects with the EFF and such this year, so happy to be back at DEFCon.
They're doing some very cool things over there. But we are here to talk about Veilid. How many of you have heard of Veilid at all? All right, cool. Good. We can kind of skip
gonna be easy.
Like what it is, what it does. All right. So the Veilid mission is we exist to develop, distribute, and maintain a privacy-focused communication platform and protocol for the purpose of defending human rights. And basically what that means is that we are building a completely distributed app framework that anyone can build on, totally open source, no servers, no bullshit, no Bitcoin, no nothing. We are breaking down the barriers for both developers when coming in to build an app, as well as users. We want to make sure everybody has access to privacy, that it doesn't just stay here or within these technical circles. We want to give everybody the privacy they need. And one of the things that we've done with Veilid is build a community. We're going to get into that because we've learned a lot of lessons from the community the past couple of years.
A big part of this talk today is not just the technical things Veilid's achieved over the past 2 years, but it's really about the experience of trying to operate a project like this and change the world, and the things you might encounter while trying to do similar things that hopefully you can learn from us for.
Yes. Well, and learn from our mistakes. Let us screw up so you don't have to.
We've not made any mistakes. No mistakes. We didn't make any mistakes at all.
Never.
All right. Next, we're good. All right. So Veilid is an open source peer-to-peer mobile-first networked application framework. Its flagship secure messaging app go with it called Veilid Chat. It is conceptually similar to IPFS and Tor, faster and designed from the ground up to provide all services over a privately routed network. It maximizes privacy for any application running on the framework and on the platform, basically. Architecturally, it's written in Rust, uses strong encryption. Nodes can run on Linux, Mac, Windows, Android, iOS, probably a toaster. I mean, we haven't tested that far yet. But even works over UDP, TCP, WebSockets, and secure WebSockets. So you can literally, and we'll talk about some of these projects later, but there are projects that literally will spin up a Veilid node in your browser session, right? So you don't even have to invest much hardware into this to get operational at this point, if any. Nodes are optimized for low latency, high node churn, and are particularly capable of dealing with low-level network changes, such as switching from cellular to Wi-Fi networks mid-communication. All this is stuff we announced 2 years ago, and it's still true about the framework to this day, but there have been some improvements as well.
One of the reasons that we have focused so hard on making sure it's resilient to that, various changes is because it is cellular first. We have designed it first for mobile because that's how most people use the internet. I'm sick of seeing everything, made for people that have a lot of, technological capabilities. The fact is that a majority of the people in this world use their cell phones solely to surf the web and to communicate with other people. We have supercomputers in our pockets. It's no reason that Jeff Bezos should own the cloud. We can be the cloud.
The people's cloud. So a few design goals that Veilid had starting out. Security first, runs everywhere, standard protocols. We wanted to be able to be interoperable with the modern internet while basically layering our approaches on top of that. So UDP, TCP, WebSockets, so on and so forth. All in network, so there's no real exit nodes with Veilid, unlike Tor or some of the other similar prior work in this area. And that's good because it makes it much harder for someone to be able to filter traffic leaving the network. So apps that run on Veilid stay inside of Veilid. Can you write something that might work kind of like an sure, but that's really not what we're doing, and we don't expect a lot of developers using Veilid to do that because it would probably break their model in many ways. So privacy focused, strong cryptography right out of the gate, IP privacy built in, and resilient, low latency, high no churn. These are the basic concepts that went into building Veilid.
So, one of the things that we've heard a lot the past couple of years, ever since we've introduced this, is, hey, have you seen Silicon Valley? Have you heard of Pied Piper?
Yes, we know.
Is that what you guys did? Yes, we did. But anyone who watches this show knows that the reason that Pied Piper failed is because of the board of directors. They had to answer to, they had to make money. It had to be capitalist. This is a completely anti-capitalist project. We aren't paid to be here. He's not getting paid to sit on his computer all day and develop it. Neither is he. We are doing this because we love it. And we all have our day jobs. And the point of this is that we feel that the only way to get privacy to everybody and not have that man in the middle, collecting money, collecting data, is to make sure that no one involved I can't even talk. No one involved has that perverse incentive to monetize this.
That's right. We, at the foundation that oversees Veilid's efforts, Veilid Foundation, we run on small donations, right? Like T-shirt fundraisers, or how we've largely gotten through some of this, and donations from individuals. It covers the costs for our development infrastructure and such, but that's about all we've got. And we're very efficient on how we spend that money. We don't need a lot to get through, which is good because we don't intend to monetize this. Now, a lot of money would help. But that's not what we're after. It's not what this is about.
But we also give developers the choice to not have to monetize.
That's right.
You don't have to make ads. You don't have to make the decision of, hey, do I want to sell my user data just so that I can, keep the lights on? We take away the things that force you to do that. So we're not mad if anyone wants to use Veilid to make something that will make them money. I will tell you, a patient portal that you can sell to hospitals, it's gonna be big. It's gonna make money, and that's cool. Just don't forget about us, whatever. But
Sort of a little bit in our way, it could help.
We live in a society.
Exactly. Okay, so getting into some of the improvements that have happened over the past 2 years. We've had some really cool features that basically didn't exist before come into what we're building. DHT rehydration, so our distributed hash table, being able to take existing data from a local node and rehydrate it across the network when it ages out is something we've been able to work into the protocol. Improved security has come about. We've made a lot of improvements there. Improved privacy handling, the way we're routing and the way we're encrypting is better. We've got signed bootstrap now, so you are basically authenticating to even bootstrap onto the network just a little bit. But the only centralized piece of infrastructure is still one text record. We're sitting on a DNS server. That's the only thing we have that isn't part of the distributed network. So only thing in the order of operations we have that isn't.
Another thing we've heard a lot the past couple years is, hey, how many nodes are out there? We don't know.
We don't really know.
We don't know.
We have
part of the
estimates.
design.
We don't want that visibility. We don't want to know what people are doing or how it's none of our business. And if we know, then that puts us in a dangerous spot just like everybody else. So we'd rather be blind to that and maintain privacy. You want to?
So one of the things we have done is build a really great community. I could tell you how big the community is. It is several hundred people that are active within our Discord. Yes, we hate Discord, but until we build something better, it's a really good place to meet up. And people are actively working together in the Discord to build various things. We've had a ton of projects come out of it, and it's not just technical people. That's my favorite part. We have an extremely active marketing channel that wants to help out with your project, help make sure that you're getting it in the hands of the people. We have lawyers in there that are actually super excited to write your privacy policy because it's different and it's unique, and they're getting to actually have fun with what they do.
My favorite moment when we were starting up, my favorite moment when we were starting up was when we started trying to get our betas into app stores, and the hardest thing was getting the app stores to understand that our data retention policy of we don't was actually acceptable. Like this was an alien concept. It just made me crack up how much work had to go into that one little thing.
Yeah. I mean, our privacy policy for Veilid Chat it's like 1,000 words that basically just say nope.
Yeah, we don't. It's your data, not ours.
We don't want it. Just keep it away from us.
That was first of the lesson.
So that is, something that we can talk about as a community. And meanwhile, we've learned a lot of lessons the past couple of years, thanks to that same community. Not only have we been pointed out that, yes, it is Pied Piper, we know, but we've also seen quite a bit of strange things happening. We've seen a lot of bad actors like to join. And I will say this, I'm going to say something that is not very popular, but I think it's a truth that we all need to realize, that when you are building a privacy-focused app for people to communicate, there are going to be people that you don't necessarily want to be planning things on that app. It's what I refer to as the Nazi problem. It is an eventuality. It is not something that you can really avoid. We're giving privacy to everybody, and that includes people that may not share the same ideals or same outcomes as we do. Meanwhile, we are doing our best to mitigate that issue and build a strong, solid network first by, making sure our marketing is targeting the groups that we would like to join. We want to make sure that we are building an inclusive, welcoming environment for everybody, except for people that don't want to have a welcome, inclusive environment. You can go build on your own. We don't care. You can't build with us. And I think that's fair. And so we have experienced a few things where people have come in and they ask questions and they do their best to befriend us. And then I Google them and it's like, oh, okay, you're an actual Nazi.
Right.
And this has actually happened. I'm not going to name names, but it has happened and it's scary. She was a very scary human being.
Just what we're saying is understand when you build things like this that are very public, people who will not necessarily want you to succeed may show up, or they may want you to succeed for reasons that are different than what you're trying to get at. Be aware of it, be a little skeptical, and just make sure you're surrounding yourself with good people, right? The quickly changing messaging landscape.
That's fascinating.
So
we've seen it for years.
We have. This is all ever present, quickly changing messaging landscape around encryption and privacy, around tools like this, even Signal, right? I mean,
it is starting with Signal just about this year, but I mean, we've been seeing this for years with Tor. Mm-hmm. Now, everyone in this room knows of Tor, right?
Yeah.
But if you go talk to your cousin who is not in tech, who has nothing to do with tech, what do they know Tor as? The big, scary, dark web.
That's right.
Tor has a huge marketing issue. People have made it, the media has made it so that Tor seems scary to use. You don't want to use it. You might stumble upon something that's really terrifying and going to scar your brain. They have told this to the public for years to the point that people do believe it. And this year, we're seeing that with Signal as well. We're seeing it with encryption. The media has started giving these things a bad name. Earlier this year, there was a lot of stories around Signal specifically that made it seem like it wasn't secure. The fact is,
we were clean on SecOps, though. It's fine.
Yeah. Our OPSEC's clean.
SecOps. Yeah, it depends where you work.
But the point is, that was absolutely nothing to do with Signal, and then it's kind of a shit show. But either way, we have seen them starting to get bad press. We're seeing encryption being talked about in legal places like Congress, where encryption is like bad for children. All right, encryption is the same as cigarette smoke and lead paint. Keep it away from your children.
Community management ends up being a big part of these projects too. Like, we all know this. Many of us have done this several times. But you always end up underestimating how much initial time community management will take up. You'll automate it, you'll get it better, like it'll smooth out over time, but that initial wave of people coming in to help and everything, it takes a lot of work. Deputize a few people. Don't try to own that by yourself. Worst thing you can do. We had, I think, 8 people when we started the Discord, trying to manage everything as we went and get everything there. Like, it can be overwhelming at launch when you're doing these things. So get a few good people, once again, that are willing to help and will help you get over that hump, because that early phase is there. And then later, those same people are going to come in real handy when you have to manage members of the community that may be acting poorly or maybe, hurting other people, whatever. That's the kind of staff you got to have on hand to help out with that. And it is an important thing because that community you're managing is the heart and soul of support for your project.
If there's anything I've learned since joining this hacker community, it's, make friends and scale appropriately. If you make friends and you're doing something cool, bring them in, let people in. Ask for help when you need it, and assign responsibility to your friends and people that you trust who would want to have that responsibility. Learning how to do that was a really hard thing. I was kind of shocked at how hard it was for me.
Yeah.
But it was. And as far as the bad press we're seeing around Signal, Tor, any sort of encryption, because they've already gone through this, because we've seen these projects kind of take a hit, we are really hoping to mitigate that by making sure that we are in control of the narrative when it comes to this project. So we are hoping to learn from their mistakes.
That's right. Now, we have some interesting applications we're going to talk about that have been developed on Veilid in the past 2 years. It's really starting to ramp up with some, I don't like using the word primitives, but these are tools that are going to become really useful for other projects down the road to build a top of. And we're already seeing a lot of that happening. First, I would like to give a shout out to my personal favorite tool that I've seen so far here. It's called StigMerge. If you want to think about it simply, if you had super secure and private FTP, like uber secure and private, but it then also kind of works like a BitTorrent because the routing is our routing protocol. It allows you to trade files between people, even large files. We've pumped several tens of gigs across this network with this with no problem and pretty peppy speed. So really good use case there for exchange of files between people.
It's the one that...
Yeah, Reunicorn?
No.
Oh, yeah, StigMerge, yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing that we just recently found out about StigMerge is this is not quite like a 0-day, but it's definitely an exploit that most people aren't aware of. StigMerge, because it's StigMerge, right?
I don't think StigMerge is the command line one, so I don't think so. I think it's the web.
Not having our slides is really tough, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Looking from some notes here, sorry.
Intersect is
That's right.
That's the one we are talking about. Is also BitTorrent type of thing where you can upload and seed files, but it is it's in the web app and it can escape sandboxes. So if you needed to copy paste something in a sandbox that doesn't let you copy paste things and export them, you can. Yeah. I'm not going to name any names of companies, any names of anything. Just do with that what you will. Yeah,
it was an interesting discovery to say the least. Reunicorn is another one that I kind of love. This one showed up just, 6 months ago, and it's a location sharing and contact sharing app built on Veilid. It's available for iPhone and Android already, but it implements circles of trust in it so you can choose which data you share, which circle of contacts you have. It allows you to keep control of your data and where you share it and how you share it. The really cool thing about this is that implementation of circles is something we talked about early on, way back when we were thinking about trying to make this into a social media platform. We started working on this about giving people more control over their privacy, who they share with. So seeing someone else kind of natively come up with that is great. And the location sharing is cool because now you have the ability to replace some of the most abusive apps that are in existence on locating where that track you, right? These are ones that we all probably use at some point. But here it is, now you don't have to be abused by the data collector you're working for. Oh, VDrop. VDrop's another great one. Intersect.blog we mentioned. Out of intersect.blog, I believe that's correct. There's one called VNoob, which it's just stripping out everything else that one did, but it allows you to run a node in a browser session. You can just pop the browser up, and there's your Veilid node chugging away. It's pretty slick. And then, of course,
Of course, we have Veilid Chat. That is the one that we are personally working on. We're putting our names on it. We are doing our best to make it really, really cool. And everyone says, hey, isn't that just Signal? I mean, because Signal's great. Signal's amazing, and it is secure. But a lot of people don't realize that Signal has a 6-figure overhead and zero funding at this point. You should donate to Signal if you want to keep it alive. I fully think that that should be a thing that everyone should be doing. But the fact is, they are facing a huge issue. And things have to scale. Like I said, that's one lesson I've had to learn, is you have to build to scale.
I want to be clear about...
Veilid Chat is in beta. You can go download it now. We have some fantastic things that are going to feel old, but they are new. We have away messages. We have amazing backgrounds and different color themes. You could do anything you want. There's one that looks like a old school Matrix hackers theme.
That's the one I use.
Yeah. And we are doing our best to make it a fun experience as well as a secure one, because we want it to be available for everybody. Mm-hmm. We would love to see all of our family members migrate off of Facebook Messenger. That would be awesome.
So let's talk about the future a little bit, what's coming in the next year. HTTPS web transport support is getting worked in. We've worked with some major vendors, I won't name them here, to get that implemented, fixes some of the things that look like problems that aren't really problems with the web apps that have been built on Veilid. Post-quantum encryption support's coming?
Yeah, we have made our encryption suite upgradable at any point, so when the NSA says, hi, we love this encryption, everyone should be using it.
Change it all.
Signing off, it's gone. But we also have made it so that it is post-quantum, when we get to that point, we're ready for it.
Right.
We are part of the Post-Quantum Computing Alliance, or Post-Quantum Cryptography Alliance, and we are active with that and working with them to make sure that when that time comes, we're prepared.
The block store, we're getting ready to hopefully have some working models of that in the next few months. So you'll be able to start using storage across the Veilid network as well, largely for media files, however you want to use it when you develop, but that's coming. Veilid chat improvements, of course.
Oh, there's so many things. I'm just warning you that shortly after DEFCon, we will be doing a network breaking update, but that's going to be amazing, and you guys y'all are going to be really excited to see how fast, smooth, and wonderful Veilid chat is going to work right after that. Just don't get mad when suddenly you're like, wait, nothing's working.
And next year, I mean, we can say this, right?
Yeah, next year, by this time next year, all right, we are going to be doing our best to have 1.0. We are currently at 0.5, but we are just about ready. I really want to thank these two over here. We got Dill, we have BGriff. They have been working their butts off, coding day and night, making sure this happens, but we will be ready. So next year, 1.0, maybe we should throw a big party again. We'll see. All right, but either way, I want to thank y'all for coming out and briefly getting an update on us, and we hope to see you around DEFCon.
Feel free to jump in and help. We would love to have anybody that's willing to jump in.
Absolutely. Jump in, throw your skills and talents behind any of these projects, and let's change the world together.